With the mini band on our toes here, we're going to wide stance, parallel stance. I like to touch the floor on the squat and then come up totally and lift the knee and reach back overhead, alternating, same side, high knee lift and high reach back with the band around the toes. I'm going to do an exercise on my side. This movement, I'm using my thigh as the anchor point, and so I'll lie on my left side, left thigh, right toe, and what I want to do here is extend that leg and reach with the upper arm, reach across. So push away and extend overhead. Side position, thigh and toe. I have the band around my toes. I'm gonna lie back. I'm gonna cross my foot, and what I will do now is do this cross-footed high knee lift, but I want to add a rotational high reach. So pull that heel up towards the side of my knee here, and with the opposite arm, reach across. So you get all this connection from toes to fingernails through the core. We'll do a squat again from a wide stance. We'll add the high knee lift, and then this time instead of the same side arm reaching, I'm going to go down, touch the floor, come up, and rotational high cross reach. So down, touch, high knee, rotate and reach. The setup for this movement is, again, the band around the thigh on the low side, on the high side around the forefoot. Roll over onto your knee. It's nice to be on something soft. And then you swing that extended leg side to side with the resistance as your compass. Big side to side swings under tension. Frequently for warm-up, we'll do some movements using some resistance. You could use, this is a 5-pound dumbbell, that would be fine. My weapon of choice is usually a medicine ball. This is 6 pounds. And the first movement that I want to do is a vertical chop with a twist overhead. I want the chop to be straight down and the lift to be straight up, and then at the top, twist. Chop, twist, chop, twist. And when we twist, and it's really important to let the offside heel go to support and protect your lower back. Here we'll take a wide stance with the med ball. I want to do a giant circle in alternating directions. I'm not going to change direction at the top. I'm going to change it after I've gone this way and come back. So the movement goes from my vantage point, 10 o'clock, all the way around to 2 o'clock, and then back. And this requires you to decelerate the ball here and then re-accelerate in the other direction. So movement in the frontal plane, alternating giant circles. We're going to do a simple figure 8, but this time we're going to turn it on its side. So we call them lazy 8s. 2 ways to do this. One is the ball descends as it goes across your front and you lift along the side. Your feet are really active and you swing the ball down across your chest, up along your side. And then at some point we change direction and swing up across the front and down across the side. And you want to make this flow a little bit. You want it to be sort of graceful and not chopped and robotic. Finally, with the med ball, this is called the arc, alternating side arcs. I want to swing down and way behind my right knee, and I want my head to follow. I don't want to be staring straight ahead. I want my head to follow the ball straight up over the shoulder seams of my shirt and down to the other side. So up and over the top, and you can move your feet. You can make this a little bouncier. You can even try to land and balance These are arcs. Here's a movement puzzle to add to the growing number of movement puzzles we've tried. This is going to involve a lateral bound with a forward and backward hop, and we alternate that from side to side. So we want to get low and bound, 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 bound. Forward, backward, lateral, forward, backward, lateral. You want to feel strong and balanced on all your landings. Here's a movement puzzle. I'm going to laterally bound to the right, hop back to the inside or to the left, and then repeat the other way. So I'm going to bound right, hop back, bound, hop, bound, hop, bound, hop, bound. With 2 dumbbells, balance, think always about balancing on snow on a ski. So be really strong, find your sweet spot. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to stay pretty much upright, but I want to row down and pull up. It's almost like the motion of sawing, so we call these hand saw pulls. And fight for your balance. If you start to struggle, that's okay. Fight for it and then resume. So stay tall and flexible in the knee and down and up. This is a single dumbbell movement. I'm going to use this on the right side. I'm going to initiate by chopping down and then swinging across like a forehand swing in tennis, and then return to the beginning. So down, across, down, up like you're recovering your pole. So single side combination, vertical chop and diagonal lift. Push-ups. I'm going to use the dumbbells as handles. They do nice things for your wrists. So instead of being here and jamming your wrist, you can be in a strong position here, more like a ski position. I'm also keeping these very close. We don't want them out here where most people do their push-ups. We don't want the elbows extending out. We want to keep it nice and close so you can connect to your core. I can do these push-ups either from my knees, right from there to there, or you can go to the toes. This is much more difficult, and what we want is quality. So start where you are comfortable, and if you need to, you could even put these up on a slight platform, and that will make it even easier and more accessible to begin with. But these are dumbbell handle, knee or toe-based push-ups, strong and controlled. So we did a single dumbbell movement where we initiated by chopping this way and swinging across like a forehand swing. Now we're going to lift on the side and go to a backhand swing. So it's chop like a pole swing and rotate through like a backhand in tennis. One side, vertical chop, lift, and diagonal chop and lift. I'm going to balance now on one foot. Again, think glide ski here. Stay tall. We've already shown the low hand saw pull. This is going to be an overhead hand saw press. It's like you're sawing 2 branches off of a tree over your head at once. Hold your balance, move your dumbbells, use your knee, stay soft and balanced. I'm using a stretch cable now with a handle. This is a good idea. This is a way you can be relatively sure that if you let go, you don't slam the handle into the wall. So this is a safety catch. What I want to do here is attach up high, and I'm going to do a step with a high pull, straight arms are straight, high pull, and then follow that with a low pull. So I tend to call these tiger tail pulls, but I guess I had to call these giraffe pulls because you want to be very extended and long here, and here you want to be very extended and long, but you're going down low on the second rep. My cables now, I'm going to hold on to the cable because it gives me a much better ski pole feel, and I'm going to put some stretch on, try to be forward weighted a little bit on my toes. I'm going to just do a 2-arm pole movement here where I'm going to lift as I ascend, and I want to stay balanced and strong through this pole recovery phase. So we're working the top side of the shoulders and the legs and everything in between. With the attachment up high, 2 handles, I'm gonna do what we like to think of as a draw the bow movement, but I'm gonna alternate from high and low. So the first movement will be a turn and draw the bow high, both sides, and then low. And when I come down low, I like to go as far out as I need to go in order to get my elbow to my knee. And I want to maximize the separation between this knee and this knee when I do that. So a rep is 1 high, 2 high, 1 low, and the second one low. There we are. Facing inward with the attachment point up high. Again, I'm holding the cables to give me that sort of ski pole feel. I'll put some tension on to begin with, and then I want to do simply a double pole squat. So I squat and pull down. You can change the resistance pretty easily with this kind of an operation simply by going farther away from the attachment, because that increases the stretch. Or you can get heavier cables to make it more challenging. But come up, stay on your toes, channel your double polar. The basic squat, parallel stance, squat to toe raise. I like to include a touch on the floor because that means that we're going to get down low here. Come up tall, finish tall. And to do this with the toe raise at the end, this should take about 1 rep per second when you get moving. Here is an alternating forward lunge with a twist. The lunge that we do does not include a back knee bend. It's a straight, strong leg and a strong connection as you reach across. Step all the way back to standing. Step out, balance, twist, and reach to the floor. Now this is a 12-inch step, and you will adjust the size of the step based on where you are in your training program. I'm going to do an alternating forward step up, and what I want to do here is put my full foot on the box, jump up as high as I can, change feet in the air, and barely touch ground here. I don't want a lot of weight on the back foot. So we're here, and alternating forward step up. A basic jump squat with a floor touch to emphasize that we want to squat to touch the floor rather than bend to touch the floor. Jump up and land as softly as you can manage. So touch, jump, and listen to your feet. You don't want to hear that. We'll add weight to the leg circuit now. We're going to reduce the reps way down from 20 to 3, or 3 per side if we do alternate side things. So we've got a total of 6. What I want to do here is keep this weight closely centered. I want to balance on one foot. I want to take my time and go down, touch the floor, come up and recover. So this is a balanced forward bend with the back leg extending, and I like to throw this little high knee lift at the end. Here is a lateral lunge with a twist, and there's an important knee protection instruction here. When I lunge this way, if I don't think about this foot, it's going to want to do that. That puts my knee at risk. We don't want that to happen. We want to have that foot flat. So think about keeping your ski flat on the snow. And then I'll reach out here, push back, reach out, reach across. This is lateral lunge twist, and the push-off foot stays flat and engaged, and this leg straightens. Again, with weight added to our leg circuit movement, I'm going to do a single leg hop up. A hop is one leg to the same foot, so I'm going to stay on my right foot using the weight here. If I want, I could actually lift it up over my head as I go up. That helps increase the tension in the core. So I'm going to go right foot on. I'm going to hop up. There's the reps. This is a skater squat. We do it weighted and unweighted. This time adding the resistance in the form of 2 dumbbells. What I want to do now is I want to go down and touch the floor and come up, and I'm alternating. Notice that my center of gravity is not drifting out. It's staying centered right over the base foot. The other leg is sliding out like a ski motion. Using resistance, we're going to do a rotational lunge twist. This foot's going to stay pointing straight ahead. I'm going to turn and touch and come back. Turn, touch, and come back. You could even, just with 1 dumbbell, reach across, and the other dumbbell could be actively raised behind you if you're using dumbbells. This is the transverse lunge. Using weight in our mini leg circuits, you can use them in any leg circuit, but they do change the dynamic. What I'm going to do is travel across the face of the box, alternating laterally, so I can be here and so think of, if you're using dumbbells, the double pull action fits. I'm just going to do some simple jumps going from a narrow stance to a wide stance. Narrow to wide. Land as softly as you can. Touch down, whether you're using a med ball or dumbbells. Dumbbells are nice. This is a new variation on what I like to call a finishing set. Just as we want to prepare to train or prepare to compete, I think it's important to prepare to recover. And we do that post-training by doing something like this. And what this is designed to do is, number 1, feel good, and number 2, effectively put all your toys back where they're supposed to be so that recovery can take place with a minimum of the delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS. We want to minimize that so we can train well the next day. This first movement is a big split squat, back leg straight. We always want to think about that back leg being really straight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to descend and I'm going to bring my inside arm, outside arm, down and back, and continue to lower and rotate. And then I can just alternate that by twisting, straighten those back legs, really get the stretch along the front side of the hip. And this swimming action is very nice for stretching and working on the fascia around the iliopsoas. Now we want to work on the muscles on the back side of the leg. So I'm going to take a staggered stance, meaning I'm just going to drop this toe so that it is in line with the heel. I'm going to go down and anchor this movement with my fingertips. They stay connected to the floor. These toes on the forward foot are really having to be active here. What I want to do now is flex and extend and really push these toes and both heels into the floor. And I'm going to get it, in most cases, you're all going to find that you're going to get a nice stretch along the back side of your leg, your hamstring muscles. So we do a few of these. We do 2 or 3 easy extend and flex. You don't want to ask for too much too soon. And then take the tension off and then externally rotate the foot and go down and repeat. And be careful, when you first do it, you're going to feel this in a different place and in a different way. This is the same movement with an external rotation of the femur. And then we, of course, want to go internal and do the same thing on that side. Now we've hit all 3 neutral, external, and internal rotation hamstring. With a wide stance, feet strong and anchored, I'm going to do a one-side lateral squat. So I'm going to my right with this hip, but this hand is going to reach down my other shin towards my ankle. And you'll find, especially skate skiers, you'll find that this is a great way to restore and protect the adductors, the insides of your thighs and groins. So this is just go one way, reach the other, go slowly, because you never know how tight you are or how tight a roller ski or something like that may have left your muscles, and you don't want to cramp. Here's a movement that does nice things for the outside of your hips. I'm going to use this wall to support my balance. I'll cross my left foot over my right knee, and using my right hand as the wall anchor, I'll go down here now, and now pushing gently down on this knee, I'm going to extend my hips back away from the wall and then bring my knee closer to it. So I'm in this forward bend position, and the real movement is happening at my ankle and my knee and my hip. This is a cross-footed, wall-supported flex and extend. Now, with my shoulder right at the wall, I'm going to bring this inside foot way forward, back foot back, and the heel extending down. What I want to do now is do this squat, this single leg or split squat, and add the rotation with the arms. So I want to turn and look at the back hand and then really extend, keeping my back leg ramrod straight as we can keep it. So you get the stretch all across here. So we're here and up. Rotate and up. And your hands are stabilizing you. They're also assisting you get deeper into the rotational movement. And you do this on both sides. Here's a movement that we do with the stick as a driver. If you don't have a stick, this works well. You're standing and you're slightly apart. You're close to the wall. What I want to do now is twist and bring my offside hand way up. Let the offside heel go and use the back hand to really bring me more fully into that rotational movement. It's nicely supported. That helps the balance. And stay in that spot where you start to feel all these things open up. Because after a long ski, things might tighten up and you might need to restore that range of motion.